Chore vlog. Today I'm gonna move the cows around a little bit and hook up a piece of equipment on the back of the tractor. Make sure to stay here for that. It could get interesting. First time I hooked it up to the new tractor, so there might be some scrounge around to get everything to work. But before we do that, we're gonna go out here and put some real estate signs in the back of our, what is this thing? The back of the Yukon for Megan, so she can go sell a house for us. So come on, hang out with us and do some chores. Despite what it looks like, we've recently cleaned all this junk out. If you didn't see our other little video about us pulling the support out, and go check it out. But we hadn't got around to putting up the real estate signs yet, so they're just out here. This one, as you can see, has a bent leg, so we're gonna put it out of the way. Hey Megan, do you need 1 or 2 signs? She needs 2. That's a good one, which for some reason has a we're just gonna leave that there. There's that one. This one's mine. We don't get to use those much anymore. Megan lists everything. Okay, there's another good one. Nope. It's not, because it don't have the rider on the bottom. Keep on digging. All right, there's one with the rider on the bottom. There's 2. Now on days that it's real hot or been real dry, I guess it don't matter if it's hot, but if it's been real dry, you need to take you a post driver, not a post driver, a maul, or a 10-pound hammer or 8-pound hammer, and so you can tap your signs in the ground because it's hard. Or if you wanted to, you could take these little riders out of the bottom and step them in, but it's neither here nor there. Hold this for me, please. Say hello.
Hello.
We're doing a chore vlog today. And you're part of the chores, Megan.
Okay.
You gonna sell them?
Yes.
Well, she didn't sound too enthusiastic. Are you gonna sell them?
Yes.
Are you gonna sell them?
Of course.
Are you gonna sell them?
Of course.
Okay. All right, love you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, now we're gonna go out here and see if we can get the cows moved over. Or actually, we better go check on the fence and make sure it's good first. We had a flood and a bunch of fences got knocked down. We're using a lot of Hotwire. So let's check that out real quick. And while we're walking over there, we're gonna go ahead and start the tractor and let it warm up a little bit. Come on in the new cab. First cab I've ever had. Very excited about it. And let me get up in here. It's got Bluetooth. I can listen to podcasts and stuff while I'm in here. It is a 5100E John Deere. And I love it. I'm so excited about it. Maybe we'll do a video on the tractor at some point, but today we're gonna work on what we're working on. Let's go on and check out that fence now while this is warming up. Gotta let the gator warm up too. We got all our hay in for the season, as you can see right there. We got all our round bales put together out here. Maybe might have to get a couple more from the neighbor. They said we could have a couple more if we need them, but we by and large got it all. So basically what we're doing, and while we're moving around cattle from field to field right now, is we got a little bit of stockpile left rotated them earlier in the year. And we're gonna let them eat that off before we start feeding any hay. This right here is gonna be our first little patch. You can see that wire is on the ground because this isn't stretched taut. And we've used this as our access area. See, we got paddocks set up. We got one right there. We got one right here. We got one right here. And then we run them back down across the back of the garden to the other side of the farm, our little post stamp farm we got here. All right, so I'm just pulling this tight. Well, maybe I am. This isn't exactly reaching, and I can't remember why. Seems like maybe I might have altered this some way. Let's pull this top piece out right here and see. Nope. I didn't, I just gotta stretch it. So there that is, that top one's on there. That's just an insulator right there. And you can make you a gate when you got hot wire fences. Now the reason this bottom one might be a little bit harder to pull is because we've not had a fence on over here, and that is not ideal. And I don't mean when we've got the cows in, I mean whenever we've got it off, because you don't want your forage growing up on the, there it is. You don't want your forage growing up on the hot wire. Look right here. Whenever it pulses, that's going to take away from it. And I'm not going to worry about it too much, but look. See what happens when you get turned off? Your wire gets on the ground, and or if your wire gets on the ground, you got all this forage growing over it, which is great because you're growing forage, but it's grounding your fence out. So if you can keep it on, which I could have, I just didn't, make sure and do that. And this is sagging a little bit. Now why is it sagging? One, because there's forage growing over the top of it, but two, I took a bunch of the post out. We didn't have enough post. So put that on our checklist of stuff we got to go do. It looks like the rest is good. See, I put these T-posts every once in a while right there. Yep. We're going to come back around and put some more of these white posts in. Looks like it's pretty good over here. Maybe there's a little bit missing. Yep, we're just going to put some white posts in. Look at our clover though, man. Zen. A little bit of ragweed in there. See our millet and stuff? Our Sudan sorghum. It's coming along quite well. I don't know what kind of clover this is just by glancing at it, because we put out, you remember that crimson clover? But there's some of that Regal Ladino out here to start with. So it could be that. I don't know, we'll see. So now we're gonna go over here and check around the barn. I think there's a lean-to where the flood destroyed the barn. And I don't really want the cows getting in there and rubbing on it and knocking the barn down on themselves. So let's go check that out and look at the fence on the back side of the place, the real fence. And part of this has real fence on it back there, and it's real growed up, so it's not that big a deal. And part of it has hot wires over there where the cattle are right now. But still, a third part is washed down right here. You see, we just hadn't got over here and cleaned this up. The neighbors or I, Eddie, you might see Eddie in some of the videos. We haven't cleaned this up yet. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm probably gonna run a hot wire from over here this way. I'm not gonna bush hog anything right now. Oh, look at that bale of hay over there. Can you see that in the woods? Right there. That's crazy. We had a neighbor up here lost 100 and something rolls of round bales. When I say rolls of hay, just unreal. And luckily, I guess he found it somewhere else, but it really threw the year off, this flood. So, but you know, the thing about this is good stuff comes from bad stuff. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do again. I'm not going to fix the fence by the creek in my current mindset. Now maybe something might change, but I don't think I'm gonna fix the fence by the creek, because I watched my grandfather do it my whole life. He did it before I was born. You know, the floods come in, they destroy the creek fence. You got to go back and you got to fix them. Eddie and I just fixed that whole length of creek fence, and the summer before and fall before. You might have seen some of the videos, you know, the gap video, how to fence a gully. And check that out here on the card on the top of the screen. But I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm not going to do that. You know, part of the reasons that well, let me say it to you like this. In the Bible, it says that the Old Testament was given for examples. You have to learn from the things that your family goes through so that you can be successful. So I'm not going to do that. I learned my lesson about doing the creek. I'm going to run a hot wire. There's a reason that God gave us hot wires. So I'm going to run those and not fix it over there. And guess what? It might mean that I have to go out and check it more often. But guess what? Your stock's going to be better off whenever you're out checking stuff more often. Your farm's going to be better off when you're out checking stuff more often. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a lot of hot wires. I really like this idea. We can get out here in a day and put up a fence. Do the calves get out? Yes, they do get out. But guess what? You're going to have a calf get out anyways. Most people are. The neighbors do. We have it done a bunch when we had regular fences. So it's just part of it. So, okay, let's keep going. As of right now, we need white fence post. We're going to need some wire. And then we're going to need some cows, some sweet little cows to move around. Man, I love those things. What kind of cattle do y'all got? I got Herefords and I got some Angus on another farm over here next door. But I love these Herefords because they're so laid back. You know, if somebody's going to say, well, my Angus is real gentle too. Well, yeah, great. But I mean, in general, the demeanor is just so much better on a Hereford. They just let you do what you want around them. So I really like them. All right, let's go check out over here next to the barn and see what we need to do. I will probably just run a fence from this hog lot right here back to this. Is that it? I think that's it. I can't see on the screen, y'all, but there's a corner over here where the cattle are at, and I'm just going to run a wire from here over there and not even let them around the barn. But while we're here, ooh, there's a hot wire hanging. Better not touch that thing. See that? That could make for a bad day. That's what's running the hog lot. I'm gonna see if I can't pick this spreader up right here, this broadcast spreader, and put it in the back. I might not be able to. You might be fixing to get a good old laugh. So if that's the case, you're welcome. Check out this. This is all from the flood. See it push the barn in right there? I mean, the barn, as you can see, wasn't in the hottest condition to start with, but it sure didn't help nothing, the main post in the barn being broken in half. I had my little John Deere 850 in here, and it was over the top of it. The mechanics got it and they said it's fine. They changed out all the injectors and stuff and all the fluids, but It wasn't fun, y'all. It was a pretty bad flood. I think I can get this in here. Here we go. Better question is, can I get this to stay on something where you can see it? Probably should have put down the tailgate first, but you know, I didn't think about that. Is that gonna fall off? Yes, sir. There we go. Got it in. We also got to take off this hay spear where we moved all our round bells around. Let's do it. You don't know how much of a difference a cab tractor makes. It just makes you happy to get inside of it. You don't get wet, you don't got all the gunk going on. Let's put this on here. Okay. I might even get this to where you can see what I'm doing. All right, so now I'm gonna take this hay spear off and we're gonna hook up this broadcast spreader. I need to get some more pins. I've got this one that actually goes with the spreader, but I don't have any for my hay spear. I don't know what happened to it. You need to get in the habit of leaving all your clevis pins and your Carter keys and your bolts with your individual piece of equipment. You ain't gotta hunt it. You can say, well, I can put it on every one that I do, but believe me, it just don't work that way. So check this out. This don't want to come off of here. See this? It's on that side. So what you got to do is you got to take this and pull it out, and it will give it a little bit more push or spread. Look here. See? And you just go ahead and put this back in there, because maybe the next one it might work. Next piece of equipment. There that is. We'll do the other side now. All right, that's off. I'm gonna pull forward. We're gonna put that spreader on. We've got our broadcast spreader hooked up to the tractor. If you want to know why we've hooked it up to the tractor, you're gonna have to hit that subscribe button right there and follow us for the next video to see what we'll be spreading. But now we're gonna go out here and we're gonna finish doing our fence. So let's get some fence posts after we get the tractor moved back to where it needs to be at. We've got us a new box of post right here, and luckily it's gotten wet, so it's probably gonna be a disaster. Let's see if we can get them in the back without it. Nope, not happening. Oh, maybe it did. Just because of the way it's working out, it's gonna be easier for me to just tote these posts and we'll step them in. And I don't exactly know how many I need. I'm gonna take about 8 of them and we'll go put them in along the fence over here on this first side that we started on. I want to say, okay, so here's how you know. See my pieces of orange string on here? See that? I put those in the middle of every white post. So if I've got a piece of tape, I need to put an orange post on the other side of it. Now the reason it's like this, you remember I said I was short some post? so they're not spaced like they were whenever I put the fence up. We weren't using this. I just came over here and pulled them up. I put them on the 4th from the bottom and the 2nd from the top. And I think that's a good spacing on how far apart to put the wire. You can see the calves still get out, but this ain't Jurassic Park. You know, we're not trying to keep in velociraptors. So if they get out and go get them a nibble, I'm not gonna worry about it too bad. Maybe you're hardcore and do worry about it. And if that's the case, maybe you need to take a chill pill or something, man. I wouldn't get bit out of shape about that. So, do they have to be straight? They look nice, but no. They look nice if they're straight, but they ain't gotta be. That one's a little bit crooked. All right, here's this piece of orange tape right there. You see that? Post, orange tape. Now, look, I guess that one was spaced correctly. Now, here's this another piece of orange tape. And if you look real close on this wire, you can see where I messed with it to get it off. So we know that's where that one goes. Let's put it on. Boom. Another one stepped in. Twist it. Number 2. Number 4. Number next. Our next one's actually this T-post again, so we're gonna skip. Looks like the orange tape's gone off that. Now the wind's blown it down. Sometimes your wind will blow down your tape off this stuff. Now see how that foliage right there is kind of touching that wire? I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. And I'm gonna stomp it over just to get it off. This stuff is not a science. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's not as hard as you think it is. The electric fence, whenever you start messing with it a little bit, you think, I don't understand the principles. It's not that hard. It's not. If it's hard, it's because you're overthinking it. It's either grounding out or you get your fence turned off. Done that a bunch of times. You go out and think, why isn't this working? Where am I grounding out at? You walk the fence, kids unplugged it. Or possibly you've got your terminals backwards, but seems like that it would be shocking your ground maybe, so maybe you know that. Hear that crunching when I'm stepping it over? And that'll be all right. But the fence isn't as hard as we make it out to be. I'll tell you what else I like to do is I like to put these, oh, there's a rock. I like to put them this way. Now, some people don't like, no I don't, no I don't. I showed you that backwards. Look, they're gonna be on this other side. So let's do a redo. I like to put these on this way with the wire on the cow side of the fence. Now why? See these little things that are on there, the little clips? Those will break off whenever your cow unknowingly pushes up against it or that calf is slipping under. They'll break off. But if you put it this way, like this, it just presses up against the post. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. And if they break one off, it's really not that big a deal either. This fence is just super easy going. If you're a hippie, this is a fence for you. I like it. We must have missed one. No, our ties are sliding a little bit. Our little orange flags, the wind blows them down when you don't have a post on there. Put the next one in. Man, you can't beat this job. And would you look at that? It worked out to be the perfect number of step-in posts. That one's bent. Look at that one. It's crooked. We'll put it in, and I guess we'll be done with this side. Then we'll go work on our part that the flood tore down. Let's go do that now. Check out what I'm gonna do for this right here. This fence is down like I showed you a few minutes ago. It's up right there. I just got an insulator on right there, and I'm pretty sure I can find another one on this down fence. Yep. And I'm just gonna run off those and come back to my hot wires over there. If I can get these off without breaking. Once these are on here for years, they get brittle. Well, that one came off. That's exactly what we're gonna do. I might even use that wire right there. It's not connected to anything else. Does that look good? Perfect. Just a pair of pliers, and we're just going to take this wire. We'll come back to this last insulator. Now, why am I doing this? Because the fence is going to get replaced at some point whenever we have time, opportunity, and funding. We're gonna replace this fence. You can see there's 1, 2, and on down towards the creek there's a third fence here, and I'm gonna clean up my side of it, and maybe the neighbors will do theirs too. If they don't, that's their business, but they're usually pretty awesome to work with, so I don't see why they wouldn't. I'm just taking this wire, putting it on here like this. I'm gonna twist it around, and we're gonna run it back to the hot wire over there. If I can get it out of all this mess, I might have to cut a piece off the roll in the back of the gator, but I think this will work. And get it off that insulator, and it's going to have this junk over it. We're going to have to clean that off. See it? You keep hearing me allude to the flood that we had, and you might not know what it is, but if you want to Google Waverly flood, you'll figure it out real quick. It was a big deal here. Oh, maybe a month or so ago, 2 months ago. But our county was just destroyed by a monster flood. We had another big one in 2010. The whole region did, all of Middle Tennessee had it. But this one was just localized for our county. It was bad. We're going to have to cut this. All right, there's that cut. And everybody's still rebuilding from it. As you can see, there's 20 or 22 people lost their lives. It was bad. We had property damage, but no loss of life, and I'm very thankful for that. So I'm just putting a loop in this, if you can see that. Look, it's the contrast to my face. I just put a loop in that. We'll get the next piece, put a loop in it, and we'll pull it taut. Got a T-post here. We're gonna put it up for our end post. Yeah, we got one on the corner down there. We're gonna put this one up right here. I've already turned this fence off, so I'm not gonna worry about that shocking us. But we're gonna drive this post in. with our little post driver. I'm going to do it with one hand. Okay, so we got that drove in. What we need on it now? What do y'all think's next? If you said insulator, you are correct. We'll put this on. Also with one hand, that's more of a pain. But it's on there. What's next? Another insulator. Nope, not that height. Yes, that height. And that one's on there. These very well could break, because if you remember, we got these off that old fence post over there. But if they do, I'm pretty confident I've got a couple more old ones in the back, and surely we can find one that won't break. All right. If you look very closely, you'll notice that I just pulled up the perfect distance to make that not work right there. So let's move the gator. That wire was hitting my front tire. And now I'm getting a little bit tired. No, I didn't mean to rhyme, it just happens all the time. Where'd you go, wire? Here it is. We're gonna pull it tight, but not too tight, because we don't want to pull it off over there. You know, this is not a high tensile fence. It ain't got to be tight. It's just got to hang on the piece right here. It's just got to hang. So put it on there. We're going to wrap it around a couple times. Nothing fancy. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to run it to that top insulator right there. Like so. Same thing. Wrap it around a couple times so that it just don't fall off. And then we're gonna pick it up, run it for as far as we can. Oh, I ran it right up under the wheel well. Perfect. Looks like it's gonna be to about right here. And then we'll go to the gator and get us some more wire out of the back and put the rest of the length on. I keep me a piece of PVC in the back of here and put it on my spool of wire to roll it. It really works if you've got two people and somebody can walk on the side of the gator and the other one can drive, and you can just rest the PVC on here like this and just go. It also works really well if you've got a barbed wire roller, you know, like the little pull behind kind. And I do, I just don't have it with me. So we're gonna do it like this instead. Need to find the end of my wire here. I think that's it. Yep. Ain't nothing about this hard, it's just not easy doing it with one hand. But you know how we're gonna make it easy? Watch this. There you go. Made it easy that way, didn't it? Now I've got to find my other wire. Oh look, they're getting excited. They're all coming over here. Got to find my other wire, which I just threw down right here, and we're gonna put it on. Same thing, I'm gonna run a loop on it. So I'm gonna loop right here. Then I'm gonna put my wire from the back of the gator on here. Get it to roll. There it is. Same thing. You could probably tie that different ways. It's just the way I do it. It's not that big a deal. So there you go. You got a little bit of contact right there, and it'll keep the contact because it's going to be tight whenever you pull it. So let's do that. Now we're going to cut it. We're going to do the same thing we did on the other one. Okay, got all our tape up, got all those posts up, and they know we're getting close to moving, don't you, girl? You're not gonna let me pet you on camera? Come on. Oh, I knew you would. She didn't really want to. There's where we just were. Here's the cows coming. I'm here at the charger. It's turned off still. We're gonna take this post and stretch it over towards the hog lot and leave them kind of a little door. Then we'll shut that back after we get done with all this. But right now, we're just gonna take this off. Remember, it's not on, so I'm not getting lit up. Oh, maybe I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that because I'm missing a piece of wire right there. Okay, well, plan number 2. We will go run us a post over there and tie off on this one. We're going to use this to tie off on, and we're going to use this fence to energize this side over here. As you can hear, it's grounding out somewhere. I'll say it's right there. Ooh, that got me a little bit just then. I guess my boot's wet. It's still going. Well, I don't want to have to unplug the whole thing, but it looks like I might have to fix it. See what it's doing? See if I can get it right here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. See, this ain't like that solar charger. This is the real deal. This is plugged up to that the big box on the wall. Oh, this whole thing's, there's leaves and everything else on here. Where's your counterpart? She's in there. What, you don't like? Oh, you're making a nest. You're making a nest instead of sleeping in the... I see what you're doing. Okay. Well, all right. You do your thing. I don't want her to do a thing. I want her to be inside that farrowing hut over there. But that's how it goes sometimes. They just don't listen. Let's run us some wire. Tie this on right here. Better hurry up too, because it's starting to rain on us. So, got a top one. I'm gonna stretch this mess out and look at it. It is a mess. This has been in the back of the gator and got all tangled up. Kind of a pain doing some of this stuff and shooting it with a camera without a tripod out here, but I can make it work. As you can see, I'm using my teeth, both my hands and both my legs. And I'm just gonna We got some a wire run back over there. We're just gonna make us a little gate here, and we're gonna let the cows in. Fence is not on, but we're gonna go ahead and let the cows in. And they're probably not gonna pay no mind to us having the fence off, because they're gonna be worried about this new grass. If they'll even go over here, they might just say, nah, we don't want to. Put this right here, maybe tie it off a little bit or something. Just wrap it around, I think is what we'll end up doing. Make sure and get it tangled up in some weeds. All right, come on, girls. All right, they're not moving. Ooh, they got this muddy over here. The kids have been feeding in the mornings, and I've been trying to teach them to move these troughs around, and I don't know that they're getting it. What are you doing, old girl? They're gonna figure this out whenever I pull this feed trough around here. Watch this. See? Move your feed troughs every day. If you feed grain. If you feed grass, you don't got that problem, but if you feed grain, they're gonna congregate around that. Come on, girls. Come on. Sit. They ain't figuring it out yet. They're gonna congregate around those grain bins, or a bunk feeder if you got a bunk feeder, and they're gonna trample everything, make it muddy, and you don't want mud. You know that. I always like to find me some big, nice, thick stuff like this right here, Bermuda, and put it in there. Not on someplace you've been driving where you got it packed down like that. Just your sacrifice path. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Sit. Come on, girls. Sit. Oh, Petunia knows what's up. Sit. Come on, girls. Sit. Come on, girl. Come on. Go on through. There they go. Go on, girls. Good girl. Just don't go through the fence. It's not plugged up yet. Good girls. Go. Go. No, Miss Lady, get out of there. That's the V. You don't want the V. Go through the path. Yep. Going around. Going around to them. Oh, I hate this. Now, I'll tell you the exception to you don't want mud is if you've got some thorns or something that's coming up. I don't mean big ones where they can run them up in their hooves and in between their toes, or their, you know, the separation in between. But I mean, they're just starting to come up. Look, see how that privet's pretty new? You put that on where you've got some seeds from a thorn bush or something in there and they're starting to come up, put your feed trough around that and they'll stomp it out. You know how I know? I did it last year. Come on, girls. But otherwise, you don't want to do this. Plug up that ground. I mean, maybe you can't avoid it in some places, but if you can, you don't want to do it. The vets that have been here for a long time, not the veterinarians, the veteran cows. Look at them, they just come on right through, but all the young bloods, they don't know the deal, do they? They sure do. They're not gonna give it a chance to get walked down. They're gonna eat it down. Come on, Miss Lady. Come on. Go on, girl. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. See, she ain't gonna be worried about me because she's a halter calf. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on that way. Go on, Lulu. Go on, Lulu. No, you're not Lulu. What's your name? Go on, Cal. Calves, go on through the hole. They could just run through the fence anyway. Go on. Go on. Come on, girls. Go on. Need to put a little mineral on there. Go on. Go on, 295. Go on. Go on. Go on, girls. Go on. Come on. There you go. Go on. Don't be difficult now. Don't run around. I'm not gonna mess with you too much. I'm trying to do this for your benefit. Come on, girls. Oh, they would do this. If we weren't doing this on video, they'd walk right through. I'm about to pull this whole fence down. Down for you. And they're still not gonna want to walk over that little piece, which is good. That means the fence holds them in, but I sure would like them to be smart too. I went ahead and put a piece of fence up there to keep the cows out of the hay. I don't think that they would eat it, but you know, if you don't think they will, they probably will. And we're gonna do our last little bit right here, which is to put our charger on. Everything's hooked up. Everybody's happy. And we're gonna hook up our hot wire right here. And you know what we're gonna put this ground on? Oh, do we got a ground rod? Yeah, we do. It's that fence post. There it is. Everybody's happy. Cows in the new pasture. I'm soaked, but fixing to go soak in the bathtub and read a book. And we're done. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Give us a like, leave us a comment. Follow me on Instagram at Baker Family Farms. If you want to follow Megan, she's at Megan Baker Realtor. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Brandon Baker TN. Thank y'all. God bless. Have a great day.